Why is it that one person can take over your mind, even when they are no longer in your life, even when you know they are bad for you, even when nothing is happening anymore? No message, no closure, no clear future. And yet your mind keeps returning to them like there is something unfinished. But what if that obsession is not love? What if it is your brain trying to solve a wound it does not know how to close? Some people do not leave your mind when they leave your life. They stay in random moments, late at night, in silence, in songs, in ordinary places that have nothing to do with them. You can be working, eating, training, driving, trying to move on, and somehow your mind still goes back. Not because you want it to, because it pulls you there. And that is what makes it so frustrating. Because when you truly do not care about someone, your mind lets them fade. It does not keep reopening the file. It does not replay the same moments. It does not keep asking the same questions. So why does this happen? Why can one person occupy so much mental space? Because the mind does not obsess over what is fully resolved. It obsesses over what feels unfinished. And unfinished does not just mean the relationship ended suddenly. It means something inside you never reached a clear emotional conclusion. Maybe they gave you just enough closeness to make you feel chosen, then pulled away. Maybe they made you feel seen in a way that was rare for you. Maybe they confused your nervous system by mixing warmth with distance, presence with absence, affection with uncertainty. That combination is powerful. Because your brain is not only reacting to the person, it is reacting to the pattern. Uncertainty is one of the most addictive emotional experiences a person can go through. Why? Because certainty allows the mind to rest. Uncertainty forces it to keep searching. If someone clearly rejects you, it hurts. But eventually, the mind has something solid to process. If someone clearly loves you, there is stability. The system can settle. But when someone is inconsistent, when they almost choose you, almost open up, almost become yours, your mind gets trapped in a loop. It keeps trying to solve them, to decode them, to figure out what was real, to find the missing piece that will finally make the whole experience make sense. That is why you can spend more time thinking about someone who gave you confusion than someone who gave you genuine love. Because confusion creates mental hooks. The brain starts replaying details. What did they mean by that? Why were they warm that day and cold the next? Did I matter to them? Did I imagine it? Could I have done something differently? Was it real, or was I just convenient? And now it is no longer just memory. It becomes mental surveillance. You are no longer remembering them. You are studying them in your head. This is where many people mistake obsession for depth. They think, if I still think about them this much, it must mean they were special. But intensity is not always a sign of meaning. Sometimes it is a sign of injury. Sometimes your mind keeps returning to someone not because they were your person, but because they activated something unresolved inside you. A need to be chosen, a fear of being forgotten, a hunger for clarity, a wound around abandonment, a hope that if you can finally understand what happened, you will finally feel at peace. But this is the trap. The mind often believes that more thinking will create closure. It will not. Because overthinking is not resolution. It is repetition. And repetition feels productive because it keeps you mentally busy. But in reality, it often deepens the attachment. Every replay strengthens the emotional pathway. Every imagined conversation keeps the bond alive. Every fantasy of explanation, return, or final clarity teaches your brain that this person still matters urgently. So what are you really attached to? Sometimes it is not the person. It is the emotional charge they created inside you. The unfinished story, the withdrawal after closeness, the version of yourself that wanted to win them over, the hope that one day the pain will be reversed and the confusion will be redeemed. That is why letting go can feel so hard. Because letting go is not only losing the person, it is losing the hope that the story will end differently. And for many people, that hope is the real addiction. Not love, not connection. Hope. Hope that they will come back. Hope that they will explain. Hope that they will finally see your value. Hope that the pain meant something. But healing usually begins when you stop asking, how do I stop thinking about them? And start asking, what is my mind trying to get from this attachment? Because your mind is always chasing something. Closure, relief, validation, repair, control, meaning. And once you see that clearly, the obsession starts to lose some of its power. Because now the person is no longer a mystery. They become a mirror. They are showing you where your nervous system got hooked, where your self-worth got entangled, where uncertainty became more emotionally powerful than peace. And that realization changes everything. Because peace is usually quiet, obsession is loud, and many people confuse loudness with importance. But the people who are healthiest for you often do not hijack your mind. They do not leave you spiraling. They do not force your brain into constant interpretation. They do not make you live in analysis. They make you feel more settled, not more addicted. So if you cannot stop thinking about someone, do not just ask what they meant to you. Ask what they activated in you. Because sometimes the person you cannot forget is not the love of your life. They are the clearest doorway into the part of you that still needs healing.